The IMF says booming economies in the United States and China continue to keep the global economy on track, but warned it could be derailed if an all-out global trade war breaks out between the U.S. and its trading partners.
These are, substantial hits to growth, and in an environment where, for many wage earners, incomes have been very slow to rise, and this is a source of political pressures. And so, we kind of need all the growth we get.
Our trade has been a disaster.
U.S. President Donald Trump fired the first shot in the trade dispute, slapping tariffs on $34 billion worth of Chinese goods earlier this month and threatening to up the ante to $200 billion. The U.S. also leveled tariffs on steel and aluminum against Mexico, Canada, and the European Union. All countries have retaliated with similar duties on U.S. products. The IMF says the tariffs could shave up to 0.5 percentage point off of global growth by 2020. The IMF says the tariffs come at a time when other risks threaten the global economy: rising oil prices, political turmoil in Latin America, and changing migration policies in Europe. The IMF says growth is already slowing in Europe, Japan, and Latin America. The added shock of a trade war could ripple through the global economy because trade affects about 3/4 of world output. The U.S. economy could also be at risk because of inflationary pressures and further retaliation. But the IMF says the ones who could be hurt the most are the ones who can least afford it.
It's usually the poorest who are hurt by these sorts of measures. This is definitely not the way we want to go.
The IMF thinks escalating tensions could still be avoided if the U.S. and its trading partners would negotiate with help from the World Trade Organization. Diane, Eastabrook, Al Jazeera, Washington.